Well then, welcome back to another episode on the IronMine server, Ark Survival Evolved. I'm currently flying very steadily from the east coast behind me over there, where we've set up our base currently, over to the west coast. Just between the volcano and that mountain range that's over there is the west coast base. Almost exactly coordinate-wise over the opposite side of the map. Unfortunately today, right now, where me and One Wolf would normally start this episode recording together, unfortunately One Wolf has had a problem with his headset. And we couldn't really communicate very well between ourselves. So I've had to take matters into my own hands and just go off and do the thing, while One Wolfie goes and picks up a new headset so that we can communicate and make an episode together. So I apologise for his absence, but I shall continue on my journey. I'll tune you back in when I get over there. Alrighty, so the reason for my voyage over here is to get stuff to make a greenhouse. Now, I didn't travel all the way over to the west coast just to make a greenhouse over here, even though I've got a farm over here already. What I came over here for was the crystal that we've got. It needs a lot of crystal for these greenhouse pieces, and I just happen to know that in our supplies on the west coast, we have a lot of crystal. I just made this fabricator so I could make myself a scuba set. As you can see in my inventory, I got a scuba set. But now I want to take all of the crystal away with me and load it up. I don't think I need the silica pearls, so I'm okay with that. But I want to take the sharks. So our first water-based creatures are going to be the sharks. And then they can take us all around. So I came here on the West Coast taxi cab. And on the West Coast taxi cab is basically I set myself I can either just wake up over here by using fast travel, feed the animals, then wake up back over on the east coast and feed all those animals as well. Or I can fly using one of the taxi cabs. I've got two taxi cabs. One is the West Coast taxi cab and one is now technically the East Coast taxi cab, I'm guessing. Well, we made it, finally. Finally made it. I've parked them up. They're now sorted. I've got Jaws and I've got Fast Freddy, or Frida. And I'm suffocating it, no oxygen. I should possibly have kept my suit on a little bit longer. I'm just showing what I've done to finish this area off. As you can see, the gates down there, there's kind of an early morning glow on the water, so you can't really see much. But as you can see down there, we've got a contained area stepped up down the shoreline so that, we can park sharks down there and we can park animals down there and so on. And then we can park the big stuff at the top here. At the minute, though, Jaws and Frida are pride of place, living their life of Riley, as they say. And just get up this way. There we go. So the harbour. The harbour is set. The harbour is ready. And I'm falling in again. Those are really slippy railings. I tell you, they're really slippy, those bits. I put up a couple of magenta, purpley banners billowing in the wind, so when people see the place for the first time, that's what they get to see. This is my harbour, yes. Well, mine and One Wolf's, but as I built the majority of it, I put the colour of flags up, and yeah, he can change it if he likes. He can change it if he dare, that should be, shouldn't it? To cover up these, these little nub end bits, these little nuggets that stick out, we could have built from the ground up and then placed the ceiling tiles on top. But it was already too late. One Wolf had already done most of that pier that side, so when I duplicated this pier this side, I decided just to do exactly the same thing, otherwise it'd look odd. And then, a bit later on, I came up with the idea of stacking the harbour full of crates of goods incoming. Like it's a harbour, so you'd have crates of stuff. Now, the majority of these storage boxes don't have nothing in them. Don't have anything in them whatsoever. There's nothing there. But I also threw in a few compost bins to like open crates, open storage. And that's all preparing. Hey you. Scamush. Scamush. Get out of it. Yeah, that's all preparing for this little section over here. Where I'm going to have all of my crops, which I've already sorted out ready. I wanted my greenhouse. That was the main thing. That pterodon's going to do my nutting if it carries on wandering about. I'm going to have to shoot you, make you run off. So yeah, I've got plots here which I need fertilising. So I've put the water in, fertilising. I'm using all those down the side there. I also managed to get myself another one of these. And he's now poop a poop. He is poop a poop. He's actually quite a high level. I found 116 levels of guy, and then I did a berry tame to make him 169, which is kind of weird, really. I don't know why exactly, but and I still don't know what's the best thing to give him for making him poop faster. So I'm just going to make him more healthy. Poop a poop is now a 170. That's fine by me. I actually brought a saddleback for him as well, because I brought the cargo train with me so that I could fly out in case I needed to. And who had the saddles? Did I have the saddles? No, I don't have the saddles. I'm sure. Oh, you know what I did? I think I went and I put a load of stuff on taxi cab over on the western coast, and then decided I wasn't bringing taxi cab. I was bringing cargo train and the two sharks. And so the saddle for Pooper Poop is still over on the west coast. Oh well, next time I'm over there, I'll remember to fetch it. But that's about it. But I also managed to get quite a bit of crystal. Let me just check the fire. Fire out. Light fire. Put the fire out. Give me inventory. Thank you. Take some food. Yummy. Alright. So yeah, I also managed to get quite a bit of crystal as well. So now most of this stuff is requiring metal ingots. There's actually, what is it, 705 crystal there, and a fair bit of cementing paste as well. So I should be okay with that lot. Yeah, this is where Wolfie logged out in disgust because his mic wasn't working very well. I don't blame him really. He knew that something was wrong, but he didn't know what exactly was wrong. And then he could hear me, but I couldn't hear him without a big crackle, so he had to depart. And he was annoyed because we were going to do our recording session, and he thought his headphones were fine, but no, something was wrong there. Alright, let's take a stack of that. Stack's probably enough. If I need more, I'll come and get it. And let's do the tail run. Oh, I nearly got to the end then. Freeze frame that one. I nearly got to the end of that tail. That's possibly the best tail run I've ever done. Alright, and then back in. And let's use that metal up. I don't want to waste my time making far too much of this stuff, because it's very expensive. But I at least need, like, well, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, probably about 10 at least. I want to make a few, and I want to also put a roof on it if I can. But I don't know how it works, whether I could do, like, stone walls with greenhouse rooftops to get the greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect. Or whether these walls still work, or you've got to have a full greenhouse. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm experimenting with it now, live on camera. Now, I figured, as this one says greenhouse effect 0, let's start by placing a greenhouse on there. Let's do it here, actually. And let's see if there's any greenhouse effect there. Doesn't look like it's changed at all. And this one, greenhouse 0 again, yeah. So there doesn't appear to be any greenhouse effect. So that means that these walls are just very expensive, and they don't actually serve the purpose of making the greenhouse effect work around here. But that's okay, that's okay. I'm not bitter. I'm not upset. I've made them, and I shall use them. And now we've got them here. I don't know if I'm going to use them on here, actually. I don't know if I'm going to use them here. I suppose I should. So yeah, let's use them here as well. As I've made them, let's use them here as well. And is that looking good? Are they all lined up successfully? Yes. And then I can probably bring corners in stone or something if the greenhouse effect doesn't work. Make the ceilings a greenhouse effect. Maybe that's it. Or maybe I need a completed structure before it actually give me any bonuses whatsoever. We shall see, we shall see, we shall see. And if I need to go back to get some more crystals, I'll go back to get some more crystals. So, yeah, how much more have I got? I've still got a fair bit left. I've got plenty of metal and potential cementing paste. So it should be okay to make some for a little while. Let's make a couple of flat ceilings. Just a couple to start off with. It's using a lot of cementing paste. I think that's the reason it's going to take so much materials. Because the crystal I've got... Yeah, I've still got tons of crystal. Yeah. So let's just see if one of these makes an effect. Actually, let's get a stone wall as well. Or maybe a metal wall. Oh, I'll do stone walls just for now. Just to encase it. Oh, I've only got wooden walls. See, this is the problem with building. I could go off now and I could go and get metal walls and put metal walls in along and around the greenhouse to give that greenhouse effect. I better start using this door, I suppose, don't I? Yeah, there we go. And let's just put some normal wooden walls just around here. Just so it's there. And it's protected from the outside there. Oh yeah, I built up an area outside of the compound full of gates. Just for all of the dinos to spread out a little bit. Just because. And if I want to replace these later, I can, can't I? I can replace this later. Easily enough. Right, so that's those ones. So now if I put the glass ceiling over the top like that, it's probably too low. But do I have a greenhouse effect? Do I gain any greenhouse? 120% greenhouse effect. So it is literally just that piece. So I'm going to spend most of my my hard-earned stuff just making the ceiling tiles to go on them. Because so long as they're under a ceiling, I'm guessing that they're going to get a greenhouse effect. Now that one's got 135 greenhouse effect now. Maybe it is a 135 greenhouse effect. Maybe it is something to do with the ceilings then. And the greenhouse seems to be a block lower. Because I put the ceiling on top of a single wall and I can't walk under it. So I'm going to have to do something about that. Maybe have like the greenhousing around there and then not be able to walk around it. Just be able to walk up to the plot. Bang my head against that. And walk around between the plots. Yeah. Yeah, that's good, isn't it? But that did shoot up fairly rapidly. Now it's on 135%. Let's have a look, see what we got. We've just got some fertilizer in there. Still not actually done anything yet. And I definitely want it a bit higher. But it's the ceilings. It's all about the ceilings, it seems. So I'm going to come up with a cunning plan, get a bit more made up, and I'll show you what I did. Wow, stupid pterodon just decided to work its way in through a door somehow. Or it came in through the hole. It must have flown in through here and got itself caught in my house. So it's now blocking my doorway. It's a level 52. It's not even that good, is it? Not even that good. It took 2 shots to bring it down. I think I'll just leave it to starve until I've decided what I want to do with it. I might tame it. I might tame it because, well, it is a speedy bit of transport. If I'm just running backwards and forwards to the west coast, it might actually be quicker than travelling on the birds. Not quite as safe, but quicker, all the same. Alright, so now we've got this as my greenhouse setup. I actually ran out of crystal, so I'm going to need another 1, 2, 3, 4 4 ceiling sections. But with this setup, even though I've got wood in the corners here, because I've got the ceilings, this is at 300% greenhouse effect, 300% greenhouse effect, all the way down here, 300% greenhouse effect on each of them. So it must be that the ceiling's the thing. The walls don't make any difference whatsoever. And had I had known that, I may have kept a little bit more back to do more ceiling and just walled with wooden walls and left the thing like that. Yeah, everything's fertile and irrigated by these little setup I've got here. I've got 5 pillars, and I put 1 in each, and they reach into an area around. All I've done is just like basically put a vertical pipe down into there, and then put a feeder pipe into it, and it's all hidden nicely away underground, and it looks fairly neat in here as well. I quite like it. I quite like how neat it looks. But now, yeah, it's just a long wait to get things growing again. The reason that I'm growing all the crops here as well as on the west coast is, well, kibble and special tames and stuff. The beavers, for instance, the latest thing about the beavers was that it was good for... And again, one more. Did he just fall over up there? Did that just fall over after 1 hit? I think it did, you know. I think it did. I can't see what it is, though. It's definitely asleep, isn't it? Oh, man. So many of them, and they're so easy now. I don't know. I think I'll wait for a decent one, I guess, rather than taming these ones. I've got a tamed one over at the west coast because, well, it was there and I did it. So yeah, anyway, there's the greenhouse started out, and I'm now going to wait for growing stuff so that I can make all sorts of cool things, foodstuffs mainly. And I've also got to set up myself with an industrial cooking set just in this corner here. I've got the water supply for it, I just need the cooking set for it now as well. And then I will be able to do all sorts of cookery. Cookery with Nemsun, yes. Well, thank you very, very much for watching another episode. I shall poop and lay in it, even though one wolf isn't here to do it with me. There we go. Ah, lovely. Now, thank you muchly for watching another episode on the IronMine server. I'll see you very soon with some more. Hopefully, one wolf will be back with me then. Goodbye.